is a tough call. Could you tell me a little bit more about that? It's a tough call.
Certainly. The phrase, "it's a tough call," is used in English to describe a situation where making a decision is difficult. This can be because the options are very similar in value, or because each option has significant pros and cons. It's like saying it's hard to choose or decide because the decision is very close or challenging. For example, if someone asks you to choose between two equally appealing job offers, you might say, "It's a tough call," indicating that it's hard to decide which is better. Would you like to practice using this phrase in different sentences or contexts? Q1. How can I use "it's a tough call"?
The next one is catching on. Is catching on. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Is catching on is an English phrase used to describe something that is becoming popular or gaining acceptance among a group of people. It implies that more and more people are starting to understand, appreciate, or use something. For instance, if a new technology or fashion trend starts to become popular, you might say, "This new smartphone model is really catching on," meaning that more people are beginning to use and like it. Would you like to explore this phrase with some examples or learn about its different uses? Q1, can you show me how to use "is catching on" in a sentence about a cultural trend? Q2, is there a difference between "is catching on" and "is becoming popular"? Q3, how can I tell if something is really catching on in my community?
Camping is catching on fast among younger people.
That's a great sentence. By saying camping is catching on fast among younger people, you're indicating that camping is rapidly becoming more popular with the younger generation. It suggests that more young people are starting to enjoy and engage in camping activities. Would you like to try more sentences, or are there any other expressions you're curious about? Q1, how can I use "is catching"?
Next one is seasonal food. Seasonal food.
Seasonal food refers to food that is purchased and consumed around the time it is harvested. This means eating fruits, vegetables, and even some animal products that are at their peak in terms of flavor and nutrition during a particular season of the year. For example, strawberries are a seasonal food in the spring and summer, while pumpkins are seasonal in the fall. Eating seasonal food is often considered beneficial because it's fresher, tastier, and can be more environmentally friendly, as it often requires less transportation and storage. Would you like to discuss more about the benefits of seasonal food or how to incorporate it into meals? Q1,
Korea has a wide variety of seasonal foods.
That's a great observation. Korea is indeed known for its diverse range of seasonal foods, which play a significant role in Korean cuisine. Each season brings different ingredients that are used in traditional dishes, reflecting the country's deep connection with nature and the changing seasons. For example, in spring, you might find dishes featuring fresh greens and herbs. In summer, cooling foods like cold noodles are popular. Autumn brings an abundance of harvest like mushrooms and root vegetables, and in winter, hearty, warming stews and soups are common. Would you like to learn more about specific Korean seasonal dishes or how seasonal...
The next one, be over the moon. Be over the moon.
Be over the moon is a delightful English idiom that means to be extremely happy or delighted about something. It's like saying you feel so joyful, it's as if you could jump over the moon. This expression is often used to describe a high level of excitement or joy in response to a positive event or experience. For instance, if you receive great news, like a job promotion or a gift you've always wanted, you might say, "I'm over the moon about it." Would you like to try forming a sentence using "be over the moon"? Or explore different situations?
I was over the moon when I heard the news.
That's a perfect use of "I was over the moon." In this sentence, you're expressing that you were extremely happy or elated when you heard some news. It conveys a sense of great joy and excitement about the news you received. If you want to practice more or explore other phrases, feel free to ask. Q1. Could I use?
Is there any expression cloud nine or something?
Yes, there is an expression on cloud nine, which is very similar in meaning to be over the moon. When someone says they are on cloud nine, it means they are extremely happy or blissful, as if they are so high up in their happiness that they are on a cloud. This phrase is often used to describe a state of perfect happiness, usually because of some specific event or achievement.
What?
Would you like to try using on cloud?
Why is nine number 9?
The exact origin of the phrase on cloud nine isn't definitively known, but there are a couple of theories about why the number 9 was chosen. One theory relates to the classification of clouds. The International Cloud Atlas, which was first published in the 1800s, categorized clouds from 1 to 9 based on their altitude. In this system, cloud 9 was one of the highest clouds. So being on cloud 9 could mean being at the highest point of happiness, almost on top of the world. Another theory suggests that the phrase might have evolved from the American slang expression cloud 7, which was popular in the 1930s and also indicated a high level of happiness. Over time, the number may have been inflated to 9 to express an even higher degree of joy. Would you like to explore more about the origins of idioms or any other English expressions? Q1. Are there other
Take to people well. Take to people well.
Take to people well is an expression used to describe someone who easily and quickly forms good relationships or feels comfortable with others. It implies a natural ability to get along with people, often indicating friendliness, sociability, or a likable personality. For example, if someone makes new friends easily or is quick to feel comfortable around strangers, you might say she really takes to people well.
Takes to people well.
Would you like to practice this expression?
On an empty stomach. On an empty stomach. On an empty stomach.
On an empty stomach is a phrase used to indicate that someone has not eaten anything before doing something else. It's often used in the context of eating, drinking, or taking medication, implying that the stomach is empty at the time of the activity. For example, some medicines are advised to be taken on an empty stomach, meaning you should take them before you eat anything. Similarly, if you exercise on an empty stomach, it means you're exercising without having eaten beforehand. Would you like to explore how this phrase is used in different contexts, or do you have any other?
You should not drink on an empty stomach. I can't say it like that, right?
Absolutely, that's a correct use of the phrase. Saying you should not drink on an empty stomach advises someone not to consume alcohol without having eaten food. This is a common recommendation because eating helps moderate the effects of alcohol on the body. Would you like to learn more about this topic, or is there another expression or
Report one's card missing.
It seems like there might be a bit of confusion in the phrase, the poor one's card missing.
Report.
Could you provide a bit more context?
I immediately reported my card missing. Report one's card missing. Could you tell me more about that?
Got it. I immediately reported my card missing is a clear and correct way to express that you took prompt action to inform the relevant authorities or institution, like a bank or credit card company, that your card is lost or possibly stolen. This is a common and important step to prevent unauthorized use or financial loss. Would you like to know more about what to do in such situations, or is there another phrase you'd like to explore? Q.
Head outside. Head outside.
head outside is a phrase used to describe the action of going outdoors. It's a casual way of saying that someone is moving from an indoor location to an outdoor one. For example, if you're leaving your house to go into your garden or go for a walk, you might say, I'm going to head outside.
Head outside.
Would you like to practice using this phrase in different situations, or do you have any other phrases?
Let's head outside instead of staying indoors.
That's a perfect use of let's head outside instead of staying indoors. In this sentence, you're suggesting to go outdoors as an alternative to remaining inside. It conveys a preference for being outside, possibly for fresh air, a change of scenery, or an outdoor activity. Would you like to try more examples, or is there anything else?
Day-to-day life. Dopamine levels have an impact on our day-to-day life. Dopamine levels have an impact on our day-to-day life.
Day-to-day life refers to the routine or regular activities that a person does on a daily basis. It encompasses the usual everyday tasks and experiences. So when you say dopamine levels have an impact on our day-to-day life, you're stating that the levels of dopamine, a neurotransmitter in the brain, can influence our normal daily activities and mood. This might include how we feel, how we make decisions, and how we react to different situations. Would you like more information on how dopamine affects daily life, or is there another phrase or topic you're interested in? Q1. What aspect?
Time consuming. Time consuming. Having a pet can be quite time consuming. Having a pet can be quite time consuming.
Time consuming is an adjective used to describe an activity or task that requires a lot of time. It often implies that the time required is more than expected or might be seen as a drawback. In your sentence, having a pet can be quite time consuming. It means that taking care of a pet demands a significant amount of time and attention. This could include feeding, grooming, exercising, and providing medical care for the pet. Would you like to know more about the responsibilities of pet ownership?
Obsess over. I try not to obsess over small things. I try not to obsess over small things. Obsess over.
Obsess over is a phrase that means to think about something constantly or excessively. It often implies a level of preoccupation that can be unhealthy or unproductive. In your sentence, I try not to obsess over small things, it suggests that you make an effort not to spend too much time or mental energy on minor details or issues. This is a healthy mindset, as it can help maintain focus on more important matters and reduce unnecessary stress. Would you like to discuss strategies for avoiding obsession?
Home workout. Home workout. When I can't go to the gym, I do home workouts. When I can't go to the gym, I do home workouts.
That's a great sentence. When I can't go to the gym, I do home workouts. Clearly expresses that you have an alternative exercise routine for times when you can't visit the gym. So it shows adaptability and a commitment to staying active regardless of circumstances. Would you like to learn about different types of home workouts, or is there another topic or phrase you're interested in?
Take it out on. Take it out on. I regret that I took it out on her. I regret that I took it out on her. Take it out on. Take it out on. Take it out on.
Take it out on is a phrase used when someone directs their anger or frustration towards another person who is not responsible for causing those feelings. It usually happens when someone is upset about something else and unfairly lashes out at someone else. In your sentence, I regret that I took it out on her. It shows that you feel sorry for directing your negative emotions towards her, acknowledging that it was not her fault. Would you like to learn about ways you can manage?
Cry one's eyes out. Cry one's eyes out. I cried my eyes out watching that movie. I cried my eyes out watching that movie.
cry one's eyes out is an idiomatic expression meaning to cry very hard or excessively, often to the point of feeling physically drained. It's used to emphasize the intensity or duration of the crying. Your sentence, "I cried my eyes out watching that movie," effectively communicates that the movie deeply moved you, leading to a very emotional response. It's a vivid way of expressing that the movie was quite touching or impactful. Would you like to explore other emotional expressions, or is there another area you're interested in?
Come in handy. Come in handy. Knowing your MBTI personality type can come in handy.
Come in handy is a phrase used to describe something being useful or beneficial, especially in a specific situation or at a particular time. It implies that the thing or knowledge is practical and serves a purpose when needed. Would you like more examples of how knowing your MBTI can be useful, or are there other phrases you'd like to discuss? Q1 can come.
Is a must. Is a must. Wearing a mask in public used to be a must. Must. Wearing a mask in public used to be a must. Is a must. Is a must.
It's a must is a phrase used to indicate that something is essential or highly recommended.
Essential.
It's often used to stress the importance or necessity of an action or item. Your sentence, "Wearing a mask in public used to be a must," perfectly conveys that at one point wearing a mask in public was considered essential or mandatory, likely due to health and safety reasons like during the COVID-19 pandemic. Would you like to know more about the context in which...
In order of importance. In order of importance. I write down my plans in order of importance. I write down my plans in order of importance.
In order of importance is a phrase used to describe arranging things based on their level of significance or priority. It means ranking items from the most important to the least important. Your sentence, "I write down my plans in order of importance," indicates that when you list your plans, you prioritize them. This is a very effective way to organize tasks and focus on the most crucial ones first. Would you like tips on prioritizing tasks, or are there other expressions?
Make the most of my time. Make the most of my time. I am trying my best to make the most of my time. I am trying my best to make the most of my time. Make the most of my time.
Make the most of my time is a phrase that means to use one's time in the most effective or productive way possible. It's about utilizing available time wisely and efficiently. In your sentence, "I am trying my best to make the most of my time," you're expressing a strong effort to use your time in a valuable and productive manner, focusing on activities that are beneficial or important to you. Would you like to discuss strategies for time management?
Take a big step forward. Take a big step forward. It is a chance for me to take a big step forward. It is a chance for me to take a big step forward. Forward. Take a big step forward. Take a big step forward. Take a big step forward.
Take a big step forward is a phrase used to describe making significant progress or advancement, especially in personal or professional development. It implies a notable move towards achieving goals or improving a situation. Your sentence, "It is a chance for me to take a big step forward," suggests that you see an opportunity as a way to make substantial progress or achieve a significant milestone in your life or career. Would you like to explore more about setting and achieving goals?
Set a new record. Set a new record. Korea set a new record in overall expert last year. Korea set a new record in overall experts last year.
It sounds like you're mentioning that Korea achieved a new milestone in terms of its exports last year. Setting a new record in overall exports indicates significant growth in Korea's trade and economy, reflecting a successful period for the country's industries and export sectors. Would you like to know more about Korea's export achievements?
Backbreaking work. Raising kids can be backbreaking work. Raising kids can be backbreaking work. Raising kids can be backbreaking work.
Backbreaking work is a phrase used to describe extremely hard or strenuous physical labor. It implies that the work is so demanding it could figuratively break one's back.
Backbreaking work.
In your sentence, raising kids can be backbreaking work. The phrase is used metaphorically to express that raising children requires a lot of effort, energy, and can be very challenging. It acknowledges the physical and emotional demands of parenting. Would you like to explore more about the challenges and
Feel a sense of gratitude. Feel a sense of gratitude. I feel a sense of gratitude when I see my kids growing. I feel a sense of gratitude when I see my kids growing. Feel a sense of gratitude. Feel a sense of gratitude. Feel a sense of gratitude.
Feel a sense of gratitude is a phrase that means experiencing a deep appreciation or thankfulness. It's often used when acknowledging the positive aspects or benefits of a situation, person, or experience. In your sentence, I feel a sense of gratitude when I see my kids growing. It conveys a deep appreciation for the experience of watching your children grow and develop. Would you like to discuss more about expressing gratitude, or are there other
Be fixated on. Be fixated on. Try not to be fixated on small matters like that. Try not to be fixated on small matters like that.
Be fixated on small matters means to focus or dwell excessively on minor details or trivial issues, often at the expense of more important matters. It implies an inability or unwillingness to look beyond small, often insignificant things. If you say, don't be fixated on small matters like that, you're advising someone not to spend too much time or energy on trivial issues, suggesting that their attention could be better used elsewhere. Would you like to discuss
Get down on myself. Get down on myself. I used to get down on myself quite a lot. I used to get down on myself quite a lot.
Get down on myself is an expression that means to criticize oneself or feel disappointed in oneself. It's often used when someone is feeling negative about their abilities, actions, or situations, leading to a sense of self-doubt or low self-esteem. For example, if someone makes a mistake and then thinks a lot about it, feeling bad or unworthy, they might say, I tend to get down on myself when things go wrong. Would you like to learn about
Go nowhere. I felt as if I were going nowhere. I felt as if I were going nowhere. Go nowhere. I felt as if I were going nowhere. I were going nowhere.
You have reached the message cap for GPT-4.